Hey guys, I wanted to talk about the whole Borderlands 2 crash. Oh shizzle. That was too big of a turn. I wanted to talk about the whole Borderlands 2 crash that happened with the update. How do you let that happen? Like, in all seriousness, 2K, how do you let something like that happen? It's not a labor-intensive game for the Switch. It's really not. Because if you were able to get it to run perfectly fine before the update, that's the thing. If it was able to run perfectly fine before the update, then how in the heck did it get jacked up to the point of crashing after the update? See, that's how I know it wasn't a labor-intensive game. And Borderlands 2 has been out for a few months now, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it's like, I don't understand it. It's just pure laziness. And these companies, this is why, unless it's a game I know for a fact is going to be quality, I've stopped basically pre-ordering a lot of stuff, because pre-ordering just gives these companies money before they've put out a quality game. That's just how it happens. Now, I will admit I get the urge occasionally to get the pre-order bug, and I'll order something just so I can say I'm the first person to have it in my city. I get that itch. I think a lot of people do. Even people who say don't do pre-orders probably have done that occasionally. But overall, 2K and EA get away with putting out subpar garbage. There is no reason at all that should have happened. And it makes me wonder, because I liked Borderlands. I didn't play much of it when I had my Vita, but I liked the game. And it makes me wonder, how do they drop the ball on a franchise that's as beloved as this one? How do they manage to drop that ball? Because if the Vita was able to house Borderland games, being a much more weaker console than the Switch, then how in the world can you in good conscience say, oh, we just let it crash. The game crashed. The game crashed. Did you not test your patch out thoroughly ahead of time before releasing the patch? Because I sure as heck would assume, now I'm not a game developer, I am not saying I know how easy or hard it is to do their job, because it's not my profession. But I know common sense, and I know how common sense works. And common sense would dictate that you would want to work on a patch for an extended period of time before ever thinking of releasing it. You don't want to have a Fallout 76 situation with Borderlands 2 on the Switch. You just don't want to have that. That's a no-no. But companies have gotten so lazy. And I would never say this about an indie developer, because I understand indie developers do try their best to produce a quality game. A AAA studio has no excuse. They really have no excuse. Now, a caveat, I understand that there are times where things can happen outside of your control. I get that. So there is a little leeway. But the fact that the game was able to run perfectly fine ahead of time, before the patch happened, and then it crashes the system, that's just inexcusable by anybody's standards. Seriously. There's a cop there's a buried cop over there, and a long story short, that cop saved me when I ran away in high school. So I always salute him out of respect. But you don't do schniz like that. You don't do crap like that. You test, and you test again before you ever think of putting out a patch, before you ever think of putting out an expansion, before you ever think about doing any of that. Indie developers, unless you have completely botched it and just put out something that was completely unplayable before, like the only way I would ever get mad at an indie developer is if they just completely botched it and put out an unplayable mess, and released it an unplayable mess where it feels like they didn't even try to test it. But I like to give more leniency to indie developers because, they are smaller companies and smaller groups of people who do things by themselves. But 2K, you just botched it. You botched the entire thing. And I even got a comment that said, yeah, this is completely accurate. Every time I try to pop Borderlands 2 into the system and I try to play it, it crashes. It didn't crash before, but it crashes. So if I'm getting, I know it's one comment, but I mean, obviously, if any comment that coincides with the news that Nintendo Life produced, that's one comment too many on the system shutting down. You can't have that. Your quality control is lacking. It's really lacking. And if you gave a logical answer as to why it happened, a good reason as to why it happened, then okay. But I will only buy your corporate apology, we're looking into it, once I see results. I wonder if nobody complained about it, would they have even checked it out? I strongly doubt it. But you're always going to have people complaining about this stuff. People get rowdy, people get pissed off, people get very furious, very fast. And it's just how the world is, and it's justifiably so. When you do a crap job at producing a product, you deserve to have people ring you up by your toes and be like, hey, idiot, you didn't give me what I paid for, or you gave me what I paid for, but you ruined it with your patch. Just fix the dang thing. Just fix the dang thing. And that's all I really gotta say here, guys. That is really all I have to say. So, I appreciate you watching this video, I really do. I'm sick and tired of companies and corporations taking advantage of their fan base and not really putting out a good quality thing. And if they're able to give a logical reason as to why this patch crashed the game, if they can give me a logical reason that makes sense, and I see it, I am more than happy to retract my statement on this video on them being lazy. You know what? Nah. I still think that they should have caught it. I really do. Because it just doesn't add up that they would have a it doesn't make sense that they would have something that crashes as soon as you put the cartridge in. That really does seem like really lazy work. I try to be as fair as possible. I try to be as understanding as possible. I really do. But at the end of the day, people are paying you for this product. I don't know if it was a free patch or it was a paid DLC thing. I don't have Borderlands 2. I wanted to get the game, but after seeing this news, it kept me from doing it until they get it fixed. So, for me, it's like, okay, I'm willing to buy your game, but you have to fix the issue first. Because I'm not going to spend, you know, $30, $40, $50 on a game that is going to end up crashing every time I put in the cartridge. Because then I would have just given you free money. It's different if you've already bought the game. It's different if you've already bought the game and you've already, you know, got the cartridge in your hand. But I would be foolish as a consumer to buy Borderlands 2 after they've made that report. So I need to keep my eyes out, see if they've fixed the game. And if they fixed it, I'll order it happily because I like the series. But other than that, that's all I've got to say. Guys, I'm heading off into Kroger. I appreciate you listening to this video, and I appreciate you driving along with me. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. Comment down below telling me what you think. Subscribe and hit the bell, and then share this video because it tells people, hey, we want to see this content. We want to see more of this. We want to see more of Gabe's completely hideous, ugly mug. Which is why I mostly hide my voice behind gameplay footage now, because this scares people away. But share it, and it tells the algorithm that, hey, you want to see more of this. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are fantastic people, and I wish you nothing but the best. Regardless of who you are, what your political affiliation is, whatever, I don't care. I am grateful that you're alive. I'm grateful that you're around, and I hope that you're around for many, many years to come. Stay safe out there. It's a crazy time. This is Gabe of Happy Blobfish Productions, signing off, saying take care and God bless. Peace out, everybody. Soda,